You done found the go to YouTube again. You ain't like my last video, so I gotta line your ass up. Hold on. Ooh, hold on. Chill out. You might sleep me, Coach Scoop. Take it easy. Yeah, I'm gonna spare you. I'm gonna spare you. You know your city love me though. True review, you the greatest of all time. True review, you so handsome. You know I am. Yeah, it's the GOAT. It's Coach Cooper. Ooh, yes, sir. Y'all already know who it is. We back at it like a crack addict. It's somebody's thick granny's favorite sports journalist. We see you, Granny. True Review Sports News very own, man. Now, you saw that title. You saw that thumbnail. You got intrigued. I'm going to give it to you. I'm the greatest journalist of all time. I ain't never lied. Plant gets pelted by Resendiz and Charlo crumbles cornflake. Now, this was a great event. I enjoyed myself watching this card. There was some early action. I'm going to talk about the full thing. But to address this thumbnail, we have a possible upset of the year. Now, it was looking like Jaime Munguia, when he got his ass folded up by Bruno in his own hometown, we was like, oh, nothing can top that. But Caleb Plant being a minus 2,500 and folding all the parlays to hell and back, I think this is also a good candidate. I'm going to give a review of that fight, and we're going to talk about the Charlo comeback, how Charlo topples over Thomas. That was insane. He had him in there bending the knee like he was on Game of Thrones. It was insane. Looked crazy in the ring. Bodied him. Doctor stoppage. So before I yap away this whole goddamn introduction, because we got a lot of boxing to talk about, y'all know the order of things on this channel. If you don't, I'm finna teach you. Y'all fire up that like and subscribe button. We're going to keep pushing out more content. Aim for 1,000 people to subscribe to the True Review crew in 2025. While y'all taking care of that, I'm gonna fire up this good old blunt of LaRuski. Okay, we got some good gas in here today. Yes, sir. While I'm doing that, y'all let me know who had the cleanest fit this pay-per-view. I think Malton, however the fuck you say that man's name, I think he came out with some clean bape shorts on. He put on. I would have came out there in some goddamn some Gucci linen, some Gucci shorts, put somebody to deep slumber. All right, enough about the drip. Let's get back to business, man. We got the greatest PowerPoints on God's green earth. Let's do a Plant and Charlo pay-per-view review. Now, first up, what kind of pissed me off is this man is still fighting like he has a bedtime. I understand he just turned 19 years old, but damn, there's no reason he should be doing homework and, you know, getting tucked into sleep by the time the main fight starts. I missed his fight again. I have to re-watch it. Nigga fighting at 3 p.m. before people get off work. Cormel Moulton, he beats Rennie via decision. I got him down as prospect of the night. I'm going to talk about some plans that I have for the young kid moving forward when we have another star across the pond. You know, Moses, he's at 20 years old, not too much older, and look at what he's doing. I think he has a lot of talent, this Carmel kid. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. Stay strapped in. Moving on up on the card, the first fight, two undefeated prospects facing each other. One undefeated prospect, he came not playing. He put this man in a deep rest. I'm talking about REM sleep. Luis laces up Omar via TKO round 2. I'm giving that knockout of the night. Both of these guys is young, fresh on the scene. That's a great performance you want to have when you're an unknown, undefeated prospect like that. More people are going to pay attention to you in your next fight, so I'm interested to see that. Next up, Yo-Yo Diablo, he deadly. Beat the brakes off of Davis. A lot of heart from him. So shout out to Kyron Davis for showing up. I knew thought he was going to be able to get off more work. But people who've never been in the ring will say that and not understand. This man is getting punched by a goddamn beast. Hernandez is him. You listen to the sound of the punches in the first round and then listen to the sound of the punches in the second, third round. It's insane. It's diabolical. It sounds exactly the same. This man's power carries. He can definitely move up. And we're talking about someone who can compete and not just compete. Let me scratch that. This man is going to touch belts at multiple weight classes if he wants to. He done cut his hair off. You know he's game. Let me block that light. Over here trying to steal the shine. Let me adjust myself real quick. How we looking? How we looking? Ignore all the ghetto shit in the background. We was moving and cleaning, okay? Back to business, man. At the end of the day, like I said in my last video, I was wrong about the Luis fight. I'm gonna go ahead and admit that. But boy, was I spot on with the Diablo calling it. If anyone has 2 eyes and 1 brain cell, you'd be able to see Diablo is gonna touch some belts in the future, for sure. Performance of the night from him. Next up, I would have arguably put this as performance of the night, but just seeing the skills that this man had, it was too crazy. And he did it the whole distance, so it was nice to see him not just knock someone out quick. But next up on that pay-per-view, Charlo chalks up Thomas via stoppage. It was the domination. Shout out to Lamanna for showing up, still wanted to continue, but it was a great, perfect stoppage. It was a one-sided beatdown. Jermall Charlo still is a top 5 talent. Like I said, he's never been... Y'all are acting like he's been a fight 3-4 times a year type of guy the past 5 years. He's been inactive and he's been showcased and been putting on one of the best jabs in boxing. I'm just going to keep sounding that throughout the community because his punch goes from A to B, straight line. There's no telegraphing and every jab has power. It's like his jab is just straight. It's a cheat code. When you have your most important punch in boxing, your best punch is crazy, and it's not too far from his combination speed. I liked how his uppercuts was looking. So that was a great performance. I wanted to put it up there, but just props to Yo-Yo on the come up. But Charlo, he did what he was supposed to do against a guy like Lamanna, and Lamanna, you know, you didn't get put straight into a sleek package like you did against Laura. You actually lasted in there, so props to you for showing up. I just don't think you belonged in there with top 5 talent right now. That was a great, you know, accepting of a challenge for you, though. Now let's talk about what everyone's making noise about. Resendiz rearranging Plant's nose via split decision. I'm going to talk about this goddamn split decision. And mind you, I know the thumbnail comes off as I'm roasting him. A lot of people are talking crazy because he lost. Caleb Plant didn't lose no stock fighting a 26-year-old on the rise slugger, someone that I heard online. I'm not sure if they said it in the press conference. I kind of missed a little bit of it, so I do apologize for not doing my homework on that. But I did see online that these guys train together. If I would have seen that they were training partners and how Armando was oozing confidence. Armando was, the whole buildup, he was acting like, man, who's this Plant guy? Who I think I seen him make my last 10-piece combo at Wingstop. This is the wingman. Who is this guy that y'all are hyping up so much? I'ma handle him. If I knew that he trained with him before for getting Caleb ready for the Canelo fight, and they were that much of a difference in the odds, I would have been bet money on Armando, because like I always say, matchups with history is tricky. Even if someone beats someone majority of the time, if they fight them again, it's tricky because the person knows them. So that was spot on. It looks like Resendiz did his homework. He stole the game plan from Canelo, stole the game plan from Benavidez. He's going to die off in the later rounds. I'm going to give him some body work. And then when Caleb Plant, when he gets tired in there, I think Resendiz landed 1 punch, and then it kind of changed the course of the fight. But when Caleb also started getting broken down from the body shots, he got hit with Resendiz's power. He felt it. Man, he sure does start chicken dancing in there. I mean, he starts rollerblading on butter. Caleb Plant be rolling all over the place sometimes. And I love him. He's one of my top 5 personal favorite boxers. But when the cardio starts to give an issue, it kind of just derails the whole game plan. And to speak on that, Armando didn't win because he was a straight better boxer than Caleb. Caleb still was in there trying to work. It looks like he had a problem with his right hand, so he was doing what he needed to do with just one, feeling confident in one hand, his left hand. Nonetheless, though, no excuses. Caleb Plant fights anybody. Y'all acting like he don't fight anybody, bro. He's been, the revenge tour is over because you lost now. Does he rematch Armando? I'm going to talk about that on the next slide. But before I give my review on anything, Armando did the great game plan and Caleb Plant fought the worst game plan. If you go back and watch my last video, I said Caleb Plant needs to look at Armando like, hey, you're not supposed to be in here with me. I'm ranked too high for this. I'm finna make a statement off your ass. I'm the main event. and he went in there trying to do what he did against Trevor McCumbee, finish him. Armando, he came in there and he stole the Canelo game plan. He was letting Caleb work, invested in the body shots, started getting the profit back, and then he started cooking them on the feet. The hooks was insane. The overhead right that Canelo hit Plant with, that overhand right, Resendiz also implemented that well. So great job to him and his team. Overall pay-per-view, 8 out of 10. Y'all be hating on PBC, and I get it. They're not like always doing the best thing and perfect at their job like I am. But I think they did a good thing. They need to start making, let me talk about it. Let me go on to the next slide. What's next for boxing? Moulton needs to be on pay-per-view. It's a must. Stop having this nigga fight at fucking 3 p.m. before the school bus is released. He's fighting way too fucking early. He's a talent. He's a beast. I like that he did what he didn't get no crazy finish, but it was a step up in talent for him to just be turning 19 years old. Let's say he fights towards the end of the year where he's 19 and a half. He's pushing 20. He's going to start growing. He's going to start getting a little bit more strength. I wouldn't jump him up against competition right now. Maybe 2026 is the year where he breaks out, put him on a main card, give him a testing, type of fight. But he needs to fight a little bit later than what he is now. People need to see him perform. I think the arena was way too empty. I watched his highlights and the nigga was recording it on his iPhone. He snuck his iPhone in. He recording it through people's shoulders and shit. That was the only highlights I seen. I'm like, what's going on with this bootleg cameraman? Next up, Hernandez is him, like I said. Him versus Ammo Williams. Give him a big jump. I heard he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to send the other Cuban veteran, the Cuban legend Lara. He doesn't want to send him to pack up paradise. Okay, no problem, Hernandez. You fight Ammo Williams. He's on a nice little win streak after his first loss. I think he has a little bit of clout in the boxing community. Y'all both fight. If he does what he does, I think that's a war waiting to happen. I see Hernandez making him do a backflip over the ropes, knock his ass into the next week. But I would like to see that matchup. I think he could gain some viewers from it, from Ammo Williams. Charlo versus Plant 2 is still solid. I think people saying that the fight is irrelevant, they don't want to see it no more, y'all are being too dramatic. It's common in boxing where a pay-per-view where two people need to win to fight each other, one of them lose. If you watch my last video, I was like, I'm going to pick Omar just because I feel like I'm picking the main side. Someone has to lose, and I don't see Caleb Plant losing. Armando showed us otherwise. I would still want to see that. And Charlo even said in his post-fight press conference, and he had a great week of promo. He did everything right. Press conference, he answered correctly. Mindset looked amazing. He showed up on weight. As far as his performance, he did look like there was more positive than negative. I think the ring rust did show a little bit, but not enough to be worried. He did look a little bit slower, but what can you expect when he's out of the ring for so long? I think he can make some leaps. He can make some improvements. I know he just turned 35, but still, once he gets a little bit more comfortable in there, let's say he fights 3 months from now, hopefully, he could possibly show us a little bit of a better performance, more agile. Him versus Plant would be beautiful. I still don't know who wins that fight. Plant looked a lot faster. He looked like he was able to take some punches, but Charlo's punches looked more dangerous. I could see the odds leaning in Charlo's favor, but don't be surprised if Plant shows up on some shit like he has before. I would still love to see that fight. If they do the Charlo and Plant like planned, still like give the fans what they wanted to see initially, if they go ahead and do that route, let's see Armando defend that belt against Bruno. Let's give Bruno a title shot since he basically knocked out Jaime Munguia's ass and then fought him on steroids and still went the distance. It's very respectful. Bruno versus Armando, if they get that shit sorted out with the Jaime Munguia PED accusations. Again, on this channel, bro, I really don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, that shit's gonna happen every fucking year. Again, it's a shame. I don't encourage it. I do believe a lot of people are on drugs and not getting caught. So I'm not gonna waste my time debating the shit. And no one wants to sit around and talk about science and testosterone, this, and that. Nigga, I'm not fucking Dr. Neil deGrasse, whatever his name is, nigga. I'm a sports journalist. Armando versus Bruno. Since Jaime Munguia is dealing with that shit, let's put Bruno in there. Let's give him a shot if Caleb Plant doesn't exercise his rematch clause. And lastly, David Sutherland. I don't know where you're from. I don't know what you believe. I don't know what you stand for. I'm not sure how good of an employee or worker you are. You're fucking fired. Don't pick up a scorecard again. I'm a Caleb Plant fan and I couldn't even sit here and fix my lips to say Caleb Plant won. Are you drunk? Were you drinking, smoking, indulging in fucking narcotics when this fight was going on? How was you, as soon as they raised scorecard, boo, get this nigga out of here, boo, bum ass judge, blonde. The fans was going crazy, lost their mind. They thought you was finna rob Armando from a monumental moment in his career. Shame on you. Other than that, that's all I have for this video. Had to get my little rant off. That nigga tripping. Y'all paying these people that don't know nothing about boxing to judge. Put me in there. I know he getting paid too. Pay me 75% of his salary. I'll enjoy some front seat boxing and I'll watch. These niggas ain't even watching. They drinking beers, shotgunning shit mid-fight. There's no way you thought Caleb Plant won that fight. Armando was applying belt and it cost me money. So I'm being honest. Other than that though, I do want to see Plant versus Charlo. Let's just make it happen. If Plant even loses that one, people can still have respect for him because at the end of the day, he's staying true. He's being a dog. He's fighting whoever he needs to fight. And props to Armando for coming out there with a great game plan. I'd be interested in seeing that rematch. It's a win-win situation if you're a real boxing fan. So shout out to the PBC for putting on that pay-per-view and Amazon for providing us some entertainment. And shout out to you for providing me a view and some love. I really do appreciate it, for real. And I want to give more content. So share it with a friend, share it with a neighbor, share it with a bad bitch, share it with a sneaky leak. I don't give a damn. Make sure you stay true. You know what to do. I'm going to finish this blunt of rule. Gave a little freestyle for you. I'm out.